Let's talk about ketosis. When you do reduce calories, you are going to produce ketones. And I, for one, think that production of ketones, I don't think all the time, is a pretty good thing for a lot of reasons. Do you want to get into ketosis every now and then, or do you think we should always be in ketosis?
Ketosis is a natural state when there's no calories around. And
Right.
it's a way the body has to burn fat stores, and because the brain is able to accept ketones as an alternative energy fuel when it can't get enough glucose. But it's only designed as an emergency fuel. And there is some evidence that episodically fasting to go into ketosis, episodically, may have some anti-stress or beneficial effects on longevity. But that doesn't mean it's beneficial to stay chronically in ketosis. We're talking about, and intermittent fasting can give you the benefits of that without having to go into ketosis fully or be able to go on a total fast or a total carbohydrate restriction. So there may be some cases in the future, like brain tumors that don't respond, that may respond to ketosis. And I even have, so there may be some individual application to that type of diet. But as a person, we're talking about people thinking they should be chronically in ketosis to avoid carbohydrates, to eat to the point to stay in chronic ketosis as a means of controlling their body weight. Long term, that's going to enhance aging and shorten their lifespan and most likely increase most common cancers. We're seeing that already. We're even seeing that in studies that show that vegetables have the most protection against cancer and the anti-inflammatory effect on the endothelium. We even show that when you add some fruit and berries to vegetables, you get even more longevity benefits and more anti-cancer potential. So even cutting out some fruit, so even though vegetables are the best, they still show fruits and vegetables or berries and vegetables are better than just the vegetables alone. And then we add nuts and seeds to a diet that's low in fat, and we even get more lifespan benefit from it. So we're seeing more variety. So cutting out a whole class of foods to stay in ketosis lowers your phytochemical exposure and your micronutrient variety that also shortens lifespan.
Where I'm leading to is, where do you come down on intermittent fasting and or time-restricted feeding in this process?
I'm an advocate of that. Remember we talked about not eating late at night. I'm trying to do it myself somewhat too, but of course, I think it's good to eat less food on a regular basis. I used to advocate more long-term fasting. Don't eat for a full week. But I think you can only do that a few times in your life. But I think the idea of intermittent fasting, where you can do it regularly, you can do it every 2 days a week, or you can do it a week every month, or the more you can incorporate episodes where you're actually eating less on a regular basis, it's beneficial. And I think it's represented in the equation H=N/C too, that we want this idea of moderate caloric restriction. This idea that people should snack all the time and eat frequently is a myth. The evidence shows that the less frequently we eat, the better off we are. It's not as beneficial to skip breakfast and eat later in the day. It's more beneficial to skip dinner and finish eating earlier in the day. That's what we're trying. So that's what I'm trying to do once in a while, is just have a glass of juice and go to bed, or skip dinner once in a while. So I do think intermittent fasting has its role. I don't think you need to use processed foods or a special thing you buy or special magic foods. You have to eat good natural foods and can chronically incorporate this idea of not overeating in your diet and sometimes restrict calories so you're hungry once in a while. Hunger is a healthy thing to feel. Don't keep stuffing your face all the time. Some nights I go to bed a little bit hungry and I would feel like going and eating something, but I say to myself, nope, just have some water and go to bed. It's good you're going to bed hungry. It's going to extend your lifespan.
No, it's very true. I teach people to embrace the hunger. People are so worried that being hungry is somehow abnormal. And
yeah, it's good. It's right. And also the worse your diet is, the more uncomfortable you feel when you're hungry. The healthier your diet is, hunger is very mild and doesn't even feel, it's just a tiny bit in your throat. It's the people that eat bad feel like they detox when they go into hunger and they feel shaky and weak and feel terrible. Eat healthy. Hunger change the perception of hunger that's mild. I published a study on that, was published in Nutrition Journal. It was entitled The Changing Perception of Hunger on a High Nutrient Density Diet. It showed how hunger lessened and became no longer uncomfortable when you ate very healthfully. And that's what we're saying, that hunger is good. You should be eating when you're hungry. You shouldn't even be eating if you're not hungry. We should and hunger makes things taste better too. And we're a creature of habit, and Americans are ubiquitously overfed and overstuffed. and told to eat too frequently and eat all